Hello, my name is Frederick Quintero, and today I'm with Dr. Eric Hines, which is my bandmate from his band, Eric Hines and Pandulce and Eric Hines. So I'm just going to ask some questions to Eric about the project and also the instrumentation of this project. So, Eric, could you tell us a little bit about this instrument that we have right here?
Absolutely. So this is a steel pan, and this is the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago are the southernmost islands in the Caribbean, just off the coast of Venezuela. This instrument was invented in the early 1940s. Right around the time World War II was going on, there was a big U.S. naval base in Trinidad at the time, and before that, there was a tradition of playing percussion on found instruments. There was a movement where a lot of folks were playing pieces of bamboo that were cut to different lengths to make different sizes, and then that shifted to playing on pieces of scrap metal, like old garbage cans, barrels, auto parts, and that became known as a steel band. Basically a band where all the instruments were made out of pieces of steel. And then at some point, somebody got the idea that if you had a barrel with a bottom like this, you could get different pitches out of one surface. And it started out with small barrels like coffee cans or maybe biscuit tins. And then the larger the barrel, the more notes you could facilitate. So eventually this standard size became the materials for the instrument. This is a 55-gallon oil barrel that at one time held oil. You can actually see the stamps if you look close to where it was labeled with exactly how much of whatever oil or other type of material this once held. And this was the bottom of the barrel. And it takes about a good 8 hours of hammering to stretch the metal down into this bowl shape. And then there's individual hammer strokes that section off these individual pieces of metal that vibrates to produce a pitch, which can be tuned by stretching the metal with weighted hammers. And you can play a fully chromatic scale on this instrument. Sounds something like this. And the first instruments maybe only had 2 or 3 notes on them. Then they grew to have 7 pitches of the diatonic scale, and you could play simple melodies. And then that grew into a fully chromatic instrument. This is the highest voice, or the violin, of the steel orchestra. And there are many other instruments that go lower in pitch, from this instrument, which is called the lead or the tenor pan, all the way down to bass pans, where you have a full-size 55-gallon oil drum with only 3 notes on it, and you have to put many of them surrounding the player to be able to facilitate an entire chromatic octave or more to play bass lines. That's my best and shortest answer as to where the instrument came from.
Perfect. We needed a shorter answer, but we got this, which is amazing. Perfect. So Eric, now that you mentioned that there are several sizes of steel pans, how do we go from having like a huge orchestra of steel pans? How do we go from there to this format?
Okay, so this project, Pandulce, is basically a jazz ensemble. You have in a typical jazz ensemble, you'll have a melody instrument, like a lot of times a trumpet or a saxophone, and a piano or a guitar, and a bass and a drum. And that's basically what we have. And I'm playing the lead voice on this instrument. So we're just taking one sound from the steel band tradition and inserting it into kind of an American jazz format. And also what's interesting about this project is rather than playing your typical jazz standards, we're drawing our melodies from the repertoire of music from Trinidad and Tobago. We're taking soca and calypso music and giving it the same treatment that you would give a jazz standard, and improvising over the form of those tunes.
So what kind of genres would you say that we're including in this. Now, obviously, we're doing something more, something extra than just simple soca and calypso. What other genres are we adding to this music?
Basically, everything is on the table. That's another fun thing about this group is, in Trinidad and Tobago, traditionally you play calypso music or soca music with steel pans. Traditionally, of course, you can play anything classical. In this ensemble, we meld not only soca and calypso, but other styles of music from throughout the Caribbean and the Americas. We play music from Brazil and grooves and rhythms from New Orleans and Cuba and Puerto Rico and Venezuela. Basically, it's a big melting pot of Latin and Caribbean American rhythms.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your question.
Freddie.
And I'm really glad to be part of this band. I'm really glad to be, to know someone like Eric, which of course in this course of 4 years. 4 years?
Yeah,
4 years. I've learned a lot from him and from this band, but also by playing with these amazing guys. So I hope you like this video and hope you learned something new.
All right, thank you, Freddie. Thank you.